The signal began as a faint whisper in the void. It came from the edge of the Keveran expanse, a region so desolate that even pirates avoided it. The signal repeated only one phrase again and again. "Help us." It was not coded in any known galactic format. It was raw, analog, primitive even. The Galactic Relay Network caught it by accident. It was broadcasted across the Council's communications grid within minutes. The Galactic Council gathered to discuss the matter. The Supreme Delegate, a towering figure with crystalline skin, addressed the chamber. The coordinates traced to a backwater world on the edge of the Orion Arm, a pre-warp species. "Their planet is called Earth," the delegates murmured. None had heard the name before. In the archives, Earth was listed as a developing world, barely capable of reaching its own moon. The distress call was impossible. How could a primitive species send such a signal across interstellar distance? The Council dispatched an observation vessel, the Varellan Dawn, commanded by Captain Drell. His crew was composed of various species from the core worlds. They expected a simple rescue operation, perhaps a stranded colony or an experiment gone wrong. They were wrong. When the Varellan Dawn emerged from hyperspace, they found debris scattered across the orbit of a blue-green planet. Some fragments glowed with heat. Others drifted lifelessly, torn apart by something immense. Scans revealed melted hulls of alien ships, not human ones. Dozens of them. Every known design, from pirates, mercenaries, even Council patrol craft, was present. All destroyed. The communications officer reported faint signals still transmitting. "They're all automated distress beacons," he said. "All transmitting the same message: run." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Captain Drell ordered the ship closer to orbit. The atmosphere shimmered with interference. Below, vast continents stretched under clouds. Energy readings flared from multiple regions. Massive explosions. Yet no space fleet defended the world. There was only chaos. They detected movement. An object was rising from the surface. It was fast. Far faster than any primitive technology should allow. The object pierced the atmosphere, glowing like a meteor, and halted abruptly before the Varellan Dawn. It was a ship, but unlike any they had ever seen. Black hull, seamless design, no visible engines. It emitted no readable energy signature. The ship hovered silently, and then a voice came through their comms. Calm. Precise. Human. "This is Commander Hale of the United Earth Defense Command. Identify yourself." The bridge went silent. Captain Drell responded cautiously. "This is Captain Drell of the Galactic Council expeditionary vessel Varellan Dawn. We received your distress signal and came to offer assistance." There was a pause. Then the human's voice grew colder. "That signal wasn't meant for you." The communication ended abruptly. The human ship vanished from sensors. No warp signature, no trace. It was simply gone. Seconds later, proximity alarms blared. The Varellan Dawn sensors detected thousands of ships emerging from the shadow of the planet. Dark metallic vessels, each bearing the same insignia, a circle divided by 3 bars. The symbol of Earth. None of the Council species knew that humanity had even achieved faster-than-light travel. Yet here they were, fielding a fleet larger than most empires. Captain Drell's science officer whispered, "How did they build all this?" "We never detected any production signatures." The captain had no answer. Then the transmissions began again, but this time not from Earth. Across the galactic channels, a wave of panic spread. Outposts from multiple systems reported sudden human appearances. Military stations went dark. Surveillance satellites captured brief flashes. Massive black vessels descending like shadows, then silence. Humanity, once thought helpless, was moving with purpose. Weeks passed. Rumors turned to fear. The Galactic Council convened again, desperate to understand. Intelligence reports revealed that multiple factions had visited Earth years ago, long before the distress call. Those visits were not peaceful. Pirates had raided. Mercenaries had tested weapons. Some Council member species had used the planet for covert experiments, assuming humanity too primitive to resist. The truth emerged too late. The distress call had not been a plea for help. It was bait. The humans had sent it intentionally, to see who would come. The Council dispatched a diplomatic envoy, led by Ambassador Terran. They approached Earth with care, broadcasting peaceful intent. They were allowed to land. The landing zone was a vast platform of metal rising from the ocean. Above them, a colossal ship floated, casting a shadow across miles of water. Its name was Erebus 1. The humans met them with calm precision. No aggression. But behind their calm eyes was something ancient and calculating. Ambassador Terran bowed slightly. "We come on behalf of the Galactic Council. We wish to open communication and understand your intent." Commander Hale, the same voice from before, stood before them. He wore no armor, no weapon. Only a dark uniform bearing the insignia of Earth. His reply was simple. "You already know our intent. You came when we called. That was all we needed." The ambassador hesitated. "Why lure us here?" Commander Hale motioned toward the horizon. There, enormous shipyards rose from the water, constructing vessels at impossible speed. "Because we needed to see who would respond. Every species that came to our world in the past did so to exploit, to harm, to experiment. We remember each visit. We remember the abducted. We remember the poisoned air, the burned forests, the missing children. We sent the call to see who still watches us. Now we know." The delegation grew uneasy. "If this is about revenge," Terran began, "we can—" "Revenge." Hale's tone sharpened. "No, this is correction. Across the galaxy, human fleets appeared in synchronized strikes. Mining worlds owned by those who once enslaved early human colonists vanished under waves of silent bombardment. The humans used weapons that defied known physics, beams of light that bent through space, kinetic warheads that warped gravity. No survivors. No transmissions. Only silence. The Galactic Council demanded answers. But by then, Earth's communication networks had already penetrated their systems. Every Council archive, every classified record, now bore a single message. "We are responding to your distress." Civilizations that had ruled for millennia found themselves crippled. Human cyber warfare dismantled their economies overnight. Artificial intelligences turned against their creators. Fleets vanished mid-transit. The humans never broadcasted threats, never made demands. They simply acted. Among the terrified races, theories spread. Some claimed the humans had uncovered ancient technology buried on their world. Others said they had merged with machine consciousness. A few whispered that Earth had been deliberately left isolated by older civilizations because of what slumbered beneath their oceans. None knew the truth. All feared it. Captain Drell, now retired, watched the destruction unfold from his homeworld. He had been one of the first to see them. He told his people that he had looked into the eyes of Commander Hale and seen something beyond comprehension. Not hatred, not vengeance, something colder, purpose. Entire sectors fell. Empires that had existed since the dawn of galactic travel begged for mercy. But mercy never came. Humanity's fleets moved with surgical precision, avoiding civilians, dismantling only those who once touched their world. Yet even untouched nations lived in terror, waiting for the black ships to appear. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the war ended. The human fleets withdrew. Every occupied system received the same transmission. A single statement. "Do not answer calls you do not understand." The communication cut off. The ships vanished once more. The council was shattered. Dozens of species fell into economic collapse. Trade routes lay empty. The Galactic Senate attempted to reform, but fear ruled every discussion. No one dared speak of Earth again. No one dared investigate their home system. All that remained was silence. A century passed. The galaxy rebuilt, but scars remained. Exploration missions carefully avoided the Sol system. The once proud conquerors of the stars now whispered like children about the Terran warning. Tales spread among pilots about ghost signals echoing through deep space. Some claimed to have seen black ships drifting silently among the stars. Others swore they heard a voice in their comms whispering, "Do you need help?" One young captain, curious and reckless, decided to test the myth. He recorded a simple message and broadcasted it on every channel. "This is Captain Raylan of the freighter Solar Finch. If anyone hears this, we request assistance." His crew laughed nervously. Nothing happened for hours. Then their sensors detected movement. A shadow emerged from the void. The ship that appeared bore no lights, no markings. It drifted silently toward them. The captain froze. "Is that—" His voice died. The ship stopped beside them, matching speed perfectly. A transmission crackled through. It was the same calm human voice. "We received your distress signal." Then the connection cut. The shadow ship turned and disappeared into nothingness. The crew never spoke of it again. In time, historians debated the event that had changed the galaxy. Some labeled it the Terran Retribution, others called it the Silence of the Stars. But no one truly understood how humanity had evolved so fast. The records before the distress call showed primitive rockets and satellites. Within decades, they had built a fleet that could humble empires. No one could explain it. Some scholars believed humanity had united after centuries of war, turning their aggress